Pappu, a wiry fellow, with a mustache drooping like a soggy coriander sprig, hunched over a flour, dusted table in his cramped Gulab village hut. He rolled dough with the precision of a man chasing redemption, crafting papads as thin as a politician's promise. His dream was to dazzle the grandpapad pop off in Spice Town, a glittering festival where India's crispiest papad makers vied for glory. 5 years ago, his soggy papad snafu at the village fair had turned his crispy creations into a mushy mess, earning him snickers and a bruised ego. Never again, he declared to his pet parrot Chutney, who perched on a rickety shelf, squawking, "Crunch, crunch, you klutz." Gulab village buzzed with preparations for the annual harvest festival, where goats bleated and marigold garlands swayed in the dusty breeze. Pappu's papads, spiced with cumin and a hint of his secret chili blend, were his ticket to fame, his chance to outshine his rival, the smug chef Sambar from neighboring Tale town. He envisioned Spice Town's judges munching his papads, their eyes widening, proclaiming him Pappu the Papad Prince. Outside, storm clouds gathered over the saffron stream, their grumbling ignored as Pappu hummed a Bollywood tune, rolling dough with gusto. Spice Town, prepare to be dazzled, he sang, tossing a papad like a frisbee, only for Chutney to nip it mid-air. At the festival, Gulab's dusty square overflowed with villagers in vibrant kurtas, gobbling pakoras and swaying to dull drums. Pappu set up his stall, his papads stacked like golden coins, their cumin scent drawing a crowd of curious aunties and giggling kids. Uncle G.I., a grizzled elder with eyebrows like charred cumin seeds and a scowl etched deeper than the Grand Canyon, shuffled over. He nibbled a papad, coughed dramatically and spat. "Tastes like burnt sandals, Pappu." Before Pappu could retort, the saffron stream roared, its waters swelling from monsoon rains, frothing like an over-spiced curry. Rani, the village schoolteacher with a braid tight as a lassie straw and glasses perched on her nose, shouted, "To the banyan tree! It's high ground." Pappu grabbed his papad basket, Chutney's cage swinging precariously, and sprinted through the muddy chaos. Rain soaked his dhoti, plastering it to his legs like wet dough as he wailed, "My papads are jinxed, I swear." Chotu, a scrawny kid with a grin wider than a dosa pan, splashed beside him, giggling, "Pappu, you are a soggy samosa now." The festival dissolved into pandemonium. Marigolds floated away, and Uncle G's turban bobbed like a buoy in the flood. The banyan tree, a sprawling giant with roots twisted like a grandmother's knitting, loomed as Gulab's soggy sanctuary. Pappu, Rani, Uncle G, Chotu, and Amma, Pappu's mother, a plump woman with a sari as bright as a Hala festival, clambered into its branches. Pappu tried to dry his papads with a tattered hand fan, insisting, "Crispy papads lift spirits like a good masala chai." His fan swiped too hard, sending papads flying into Uncle G's face, who yelped, "Pappu, you are a walking calamity." Rani, wiping her glasses on her soggy dupatta, smirked, "Focus, Pappu, unless you want us to swim to Spice Town." Pappu peeked through the banyan's leaves, his heart sinking as the stream swallowed stalls, bicycles, and his dreams of glory. The village square was a muddy soup, with goats bleating mournfully from rooftops and a stray cow floating past on a wooden cart. "Chutney," Pappu sighed, as the parrot nibbled a soggy papad. "I am toast, and not the crispy kind." Chotu tugged his sleeve, pointing across the stream to a flickering light. It was the village watchtower, its lantern glowing like a hopeful firefly in the stormy gloom. The banyan creaked under the weight of its soggy refugees, its branches swaying like a drunk uncle at a wedding. Pappu, Rani, Uncle G, Chotu, and Amma huddled among the roots, rain pelting them like a shower of angry lentils. The village below was a watery mess, with thatched roofs bobbing like dumplings in a broth gone wild. "We're doomed, I tell you," Uncle G moaned, his turban drooping like a soggy paratha. Chotu poked his ribs, grinning. "You are grumpier than a stale vada, Uncle G." Pappu, clutching Chutney's cage, spotted the watchtower's light across the stream, its beam cutting through the rain like a knife through butter. "That's our way out," he declared, though his knees wobbled like a badly set kheer. Amma, fanning herself with a leaf, despite the downpour, chuckled. Pappu, you are braver than your poppets are crispy. Rainey adjusted her glasses, squinting at the flood. We need a plan, not Pappu's pipe dreams. Pappu's stomach churned. He'd rolled them into this mess, and now his Spicetown hopes were as soggy as his socks. To boost morale, Pappu handed out his soggy pop ads proclaiming, "Eat up! It's festival food for the soul." Uncle G bit one, spat it out, and roared, "This muck's why the stream's throwing a tantrum." Chotu tossed a poppet at Chutney, who squawked, "Yuck! Yuck! Soggy muck!" and flapped his wings in protest. Rainey snapped, "Pappu, stop feeding us slop! The water's climbing the tree." Pappu climbed a branch, his dhoti snagging on twigs, and waved frantically at the watchtower. "Help, you crispy gods of Gulab," he shouted, his voice lost in the wind's howl. No answer came, and the lantern's flicker seemed to mock him, like a judge at the pop, off sneering at his soggy efforts. He slumped against a branch, muttering, "I've dunked us all in this watery curry." Chotu, dangling from a root, grinned. "Don't worry, Pappu. You are still our Papad king." Pappu forced a smile, but his heart felt as flat as a day. Old chapati. A loud crack echoed as a banyan branch snapped, dropping Pappu's Papad basket into the swirling stream below. "My life's work," he wailed, watching his cumin. Spiced dreams float away like a sad raft. The group scrambled higher, clinging to the tree like drenched monkeys in a monsoon circus. Emma, her sari plastered to her like wet dough, chuckled, "Popads come and go, beta, but people are the real spice." Pappu hugged Chutney's cage, his dreams soggier than a monsoon-soaked roti. "I am no hero, Amma," he sighed. "I am a limp pakora, good for nothing but a laugh." Chotu, swinging from a branch, pointed to the watchtower's light, now brighter through the rain. "Pappu, they'll save us, right?" Like in those radio dramas. Pappu grinned weakly, his mustache twitching. "Sure, kid. A Papad fairy's flying our way." Deep down, he feared they'd be stuck until the stream turned them into human samosas. Across the saffron stream, the village watchtower, a creaky stone pillar with a lantern like a glowing mango, stood firm. It was run by Ronnie's eccentric kin, her grouchy father, Baba, with a beard like tangled tamarind, and her plucky cousin, Lali. Lali, a 19-year old with a ponytail swinging like a chili pepper, was polishing the lantern with a rag when she spotted the banyan's glint. "Baba, look. They're stuck in that tree like soggy kites," she yelled, her eyes sparkling with mischief. Baba scratched his nose, his turban askew. "In this flood? No boats crossing that mad stream." Lali grabbed an oar, grinning like a kid with a stolen jalebi. "I am a stream swimmer, Baba. Let's save them." Baba groaned, rubbing his temples. "You are loopier than a lassie loop, Lali." She danced around the watchtower, humming a filmy tune, determined to play hero. The lantern flickered, casting hope across the stormy water, as Lali plotted her rescue. Baba muttered, "This girl will be the death of my poor heart." On the banyan, Uncle G shivered, muttering about river spirits stealing his slippers. Chotu, perched like a cheeky sparrow, teased, "You are spookier than a ghost dosa, Uncle." Pappu, rain dripping off his nose, realized his soggy papad snafu was a mere hiccup compared to this crisis. "Chotu," he said, wiping mud from his face, "if we get out, I'll teach you my secret papad recipe." Chotu's toothed grin lit up. "Even the super crispy one?" Pappu chuckled, then yelped as a branch wobbled under his weight. He climbed higher, waving at the watchtower with a soggy handkerchief, shouting, "Save us, you spicy saviors." The lantern blinked, but no boat appeared, and Pappu's heart sank like a stone endowed. He thought of his past flop, how the village had laughed and vowed, "I won't let us flop again." Chutney squawked, "Hero, hero," as if cheering him on or mocking his soggy resolve. Lali yanked Baba to their rickety wooden boat, its paint peeling like old Paratha. "We're rowing, Baba, or I'll swim across like a monsoon mermaid," she declared, brandishing an oar like a cricket bat. The saffron stream frothed like overboiled dal, waves crashing like an angry chef's tantrum. Lolly's spunk-out shone the storm, her ponytail bouncing as she tied a scarf over her head. Baba rode muttering, "You are nuttier than a kaju katli lolly." Halfway across, a wave nearly flipped their boat, splashing Lolly's face with muddy water. She bailed with her sandal, cackling, "This is a zesty adventure, like a Bollywood climax." Baba gripped the oars, his beard dripping. "This is a watery grave, you mad lass!" Lally winked, undeterred, her courage as fiery as Pappu's chili powder. The watchtower's light guided them, a beacon in the stormy soup of the night. Pappu, soaked to his bones, his mustache sagging like a wet noodle, saw a boat bobbing toward the banyan. "I am dreaming," he gasped, rubbing his eyes. "Or I am Paped, crazed from hunger." Chodu dangling from a branch. Whooped. "It's the Papad fairy, Pappu." Lally and Baba reached the tree, their boat rocking like a tipsy tandoor in the waves. "Three can fit," Lally shouted, her voice cutting through the rain like a temple bell. Pappu shoved Uncle Jai and Chotu forward, his dhoti flapping. "Take them first!" Chotu clung to Pappu's leg, his eyes wide. "Not without you, Pappu. You are my hero." Lally winked, her sandals still dripping from bailing. "Brave kid, squeeze in, all of you." Uncle G grumbled, climbing aboard, muttering, "This boat's shakier than Pappu's papads." Pappu hesitated, then jumped in, clutching Chutney's cage, ready for a soggy ride. The boat, crammed with Pappu, Chotu, Uncle Gi, and Chutney, wobbled like a street vendor's cart in a storm. Lally and Baba rowed, dodging waves that leaped like flying picoras, splashing everyone. Pappu bailed water with Chutney's cage, muttering, "If we sink, I'll go down crispy, not soggy." "Ah," Chutney squawked. Splash, splash, as if narrating their perilous journey. At the watchtower, Amma and Ronnie stood on the stone steps, cheering like fans at a village cricket match. Pappu hugged Chotu, his wet mustache tickling the kid's ear. "You are my papad pal, kid." But Ronnie and Amma were still stranded at the banyan, and Pappu's heart raced. "Lally," he said, wiping mud from his brow, "I am rowing back with you." Lally, hi, fived him, grinning. "You are spicier than my tamarind chutney, Pappu." Uncle Jai groaned. "You are both mad as a monsoon mango." Pappu, Lally, and Baba braved the stream again, their boat dancing through waves to rescue Ronnie and Amma. The flood raged for 2 more days, turning Gulab into a muddy lake, but the watchtower was a cozy haven. Pappu fried papads on a makeshift stove, his cumin, chili recipe crackling with flavor, filling the air with hope. Uncle G munched one, his scowl softening, and muttered, "Not awful, Pappu, not awful." Ronnie, drying her glasses, declared, "These papads are crisper than my math lessons." Pappu missed the pop-off, his Spicetown dreams washed away, but he found something better purpose. He and Lally opened a village papad stall, dishing out free snacks to flood survivors, their laughter echoing through Gulab. Chotu, now Pappu's eager helper, flipped papads like a pro, while Chutney squawked, "Crunch! Crunch!" as the stall's mascot. Years later, a wooden sign by the watchtower read, "To Pappu and Lally, who crunched through chaos with heart." Pappu, his mustache now gray but still droopy, told Chotu, "Puppets aren't about fame, kid. They're about sharing the crunch." As the saffron stream sparkled under a clear sky, Pappu grinned, knowing he'd rolled out a crispy victory.